Michael knocked 7th seed Stuart Anderson out in the first round. Outsiders may have been surprised, but not those in and around Scottish bowls who know just how good this man is. 27 caps for his country on the international stage have helped build his confidence this week, and that's been a big part of his game. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to the former British Isles singles champion, Michael Stepney. Well, when picking a shot of the day, our esteemed commentator David Corkill has struggled to see beyond Paul Foster. His conversion shots this week have been nothing short of miraculous. It seems he has every shot in his armoury, and he certainly knows how to execute them. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge welcome to the reigning 5-times world champion, Paul Foster. To take you through both of the semi-finals this afternoon up in the commentary box, David Corkill is joined by Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Dougie. Good afternoon, everyone. Few people have enjoyed Perth more this week than Paul Foster. Been playing exceptionally well, making the headlines with the shots, and finding himself in yet another semi-final. It is only the third time on World Bowls Tour history. It's been an all-Scottish semi-final lineup. Paul Foster has been in all three. It's the first time it's happened in the Scottish International Open.
Both these players will be playing with strong bias bowls. And that's the reason why you want to get back into centre rink. Well, it's not going to help Paul Foster in the backhand with the way that ball has dropped, hence he's moving to the forehand.
Just short. He knew it quite quickly.
One green.
Better line, but just going to drift behind.
One green.
He's pulled up short again, same ball.
Well, Michael might be tempted down the backhand. There's a gap there to come through and just edge Paul's ball out and stay in himself on his own. Controlled. Doesn't want to be too heavy. Has to run a bit to get past the green one with this line. I think he probably could use a little bit more weight than that.
One shot, Paul Foster.
Paul Foster on the card first. Scottish international players playing for a place in the Scottish International Open final. His quarter-final tie against Jimmy Chesney. He dropped to 3 meters on the first end of the match. Uncharacteristic. Well, it was a terrific game yesterday.
Well, in many ways, Michael Stepney has achieved exactly what he wanted to do, and that is to get to the latter stages of this competition. Everything now is a bonus. He'll think of the ranking points that he's accumulated.
Those ranking points make up the top 16. Top 16 automatically invited to all 3 singles events. It's the place to be.
Yes, and of course a chance to play in the World Pairs as well. And if they're in the top 8, they get a chance to play in the mixed pairs. So lots of prizes for making your way up into the elite. Not like Paul to drop with that one. Third bowl, normally very effective.
It's got the line, just like in the pound of weight. There's Michael Stepney. First time he's played with red balls in the tournament.
Yes, he needs to hurry a little bit just to get past the green. Well, that's more or less closed down the draw, I think, on the backhand. Paul struggled to get to it, I would think. Well, he could come around it, actually, just looking at it from that angle. Red ball's not as wide as I thought, so it's available both sides. Both got their problems in terms of getting something close. It's all just a matter of how much he can pull back. Just didn't make it in time. Now, this would go down as a chance because both the red balls are really in the path. So we can play this with some confidence. Clean draw is the way to go, but the red ball's there to be tapped in as well.
Off the backhand he comes. He's kept it wide. Needs the brakes to go on.
Drop back might be enough, it's hard to tell. Paul Foster's pretty good at this, and
one shot, Michael Stepney.
Set score 1-1 after 2 ends.
Might sound harsh, but a little miss there.
yes, that was a good opportunity to add another. It wasn't particularly easy, but when it comes to measuring it, there are some players that are extremely good and there are some are just not as good. And quite often the players would ask for an opinion from the marker as well, because they're usually more accurate.
Alan Thornhill is our marker this afternoon. Three officials are involved. You have the shot clock operator, and you have the umpire also.
Yes, it takes quite a number of officials, and they operate very much as a team. This is what Paul Foster will be looking for. Just Michael, if he has the odd loose end, Paul Foster will be hoping to pick the shots up in multiples, but Michael Stepney's got all the shots. He can get himself out of trouble.
It's his jack length, one through, one short. The third ball has to be better. And it comes.
One green.
No change for Paul Foster. Just draw onto the red ball and fall in. Yep, inside it.
He didn't even need the shoulder, but it rests on the red ball anyway. Michael Stepney might come in to hit this.
Two green.
He'd be very unlucky to take his own ball out. There is a possibility of getting the edge of the green, take the red and whiz away yourself. But certainly worth hitting.
First weighted shot of the match. Into the green it goes.
There's always that possibility, but you know, he's taken a ball out. He hit it very solid, so the other two disappeared. He really wanted into the jack, but he's probably going to lose a double.
I'll tell you with the applause, shot drawn.
Two shots, Paul Foster.
Let's score 1-3 after 10.
Interesting to see what length Paul Foster goes here.
Jack length 25 metres.
Well, he's going to his default length whenever things are tight. And the last time he put, what, 4 balls within inches of it.
Yep.
But happy enough to go on the short jack length, which he's so good at. You know, it's a good starter, but he probably won't be happy with it.
He's well down, he runs that out. Onto the forehand for Paul Foster. He's turned his back on it.
On your bowl, the gap is 1/2 inch.
Well, a chance here. Now, Michael, if you were very confident you would play it in the forehand, turn around the corner, so Paul doesn't have a chance to recover. If he leaves it, well, I can't blame him. He's playing the backhand because he's put 2 good balls in. The only danger with that is you're leaving Paul a chance again on the forehand. So, if he gets into his own ball and taps it down, it'll be a lot better. Well, that's almost just as good, actually. Back toucher. There's nothing really here for Paul Foster to strike, so. Well, he's going for the timing shot. He must think he can get around his own ball. Yeah.
Oh, just an edge, but not enough to move it out.
It looked very narrow. I think the best result was maybe the front ball into it.
Two red.
Just moved the jack forward that inch or two with his last ball, so now he's moved to the forehand to try and get it back again. Draw for 3. Any touch on the jack, he'll make 4.
What Paul Foster can do is watch. Starting to come round now. Has he got enough there? He has. Jack high ball.
3 shots, Michael Stepney.
Set score 4-3 after 4 ends.
Neither player can afford to have an off end in this game.
Oh, it's going Foster, Stepney. Foster, Stepney. So far. Players struggling on their own jack.
Jack length 25 metres.
Third consecutive 25-metre jack. So it's just inquiring to see if it was jack high.
Oh, that's very good there. Beautiful receiving position, offers up the opportunity to play either side, forehand or back. Backhand just struggles to get back. Michael might be tempted with this.
I think it's only 1 still.
He played across on the forehand.
Sorry? I think it's only 1 still.
If he's going to play the backhand, he's looking just to nibble into the jack. It's a hard shot. Dives away very quickly.
And there it goes.
It's funny, Michael and I were talking about these shots over the last few days, and Well, they look the right shot, they're very tempting, but in reality in the portable rink, they're low percentage.
Forster just trying to come in a little bit more than the previous ones. Might help the second ball.
Well, the difficulty Michael has is that he's only got the one ball in there against the 3, and if it's only one shot,
It's really close for second, Michael.
if it's close for second and he feels it's 2, he'll hit this. Be very unlucky to take his own ball out and not come back into the jack. Well, this sort of weight has to be very accurate to get back into the jack.
He might just nip in that way.
Oh, beautifully played. Beautifully played.
Two red.
Choice of his own or to come in off. That's an exceptional result.
Oh, that is so hard to play. Deserved everything he got for that.
He'll be elated after that. Foster looking to deflate him if he can dead draw.
Oh, he's close. It's just a matter of stopping in time. Gets second. He had the right line, just chucked through.
Does look like 2.
2 shots, Michael Stepney.
Set score 6-3 after 5 ends.
So 3-1 down to 6-3 up. Good couple of ends for Michael Stepney. Scottish international player, 17 years. Playing in this tournament for the very first time. First unseeded player to reach Scottish International Open
25
semi-final stage is Robert Paxton in 2010. Robert lost that semi-final, came back to Perth 12 months later and took the title.
It's quite remarkable when you think of the Paul Foster 5 times world champion, the current world champion, up against a wild card coming into the event. And if you ask anyone in the know, they would say it's going to be a close game.
Going for the takeout.
One away. Just can't think of many sports that would be the case.
Yeah, there's very few. There's such a depth of talent, certainly in Scotland. The elite players, your Paul Fosters, Alex Marshalls, Stuart Andersons, Darren Burnett's, but just underneath that, there's a raft of top players.
Paul looking for a close ball. Well, that's not moving much.
Just stayed out.
Well, down to choices again, isn't it? Do you go close and take a risk, knowing that
Sorry. It's all touch, you know.
well, there's the guys from Buccleuch Bowling Club, and I might have mentioned they were from Dalkeith last year, and they've been getting ribbed all year because of it. So the Bertie boys good luck to them. A lovely handwritten note from Frank Malco. Very rare to see such nice script, actually. But welcome again, guys. Dalkeith, leave them alone.
No.
They're nice blokes.
Exactly. They're borderers. Right, what can Paul Foster do with this? Again, just taking its time to work back in.
Yeah, good ball.
Really good effort.
Yes, good ball. He'd have been looking for a shot, but good ball. Second.
One shot, Michael Stepney.
Set score 7-3 after 6 ends.
3 ends to play, a 4-shot lead for Michael Stepney. Reputation, pretty laid-back player, laid-back guy, and he's certainly not been fazed by the lights and the crowds of the Jurors Centre.
Jack length 24 metres.
He has played in a World Pairs final, which is quite intimidating at that venue, so he knows all about it. It's just the fact that he's such a natural player. And Paul Foster will always go in as favourite to virtually every match he plays, actually.
Yeah, Paul Foster and Alex Marshall are winners in that pairs final. Andrew Barker and Michael Stepney back in 2011.
Two green.
Well, that's in a nasty position.
He has to play the open hand here.
Seventh end of 9-end set. It's a one to win if you're in front. Really puts the pressure on the opposition. It's a cracking goal in there.
One red.
Either the jack or play the ball off. Just going to fall the wrong side.
I thought he was going to tap it down. It
One red.
looks like it might still be moving. Really doesn't want it to fall. Well, it's not up. I'm just wondering if it was going to be a protector, but the line was too good in many ways. He's made centre rink. And Paul Foster's got a little shot here. It'll be interesting to see whether he tries to draw this or plays a little bit more weight to try and just edge the ball out of the head. Very difficult shot, though. He's certainly down on a very narrow line. Yes, didn't push through it.
One shot, Michael Stepney.
Well, that was a big moment because Michael Stepney now has control.
7 ends.
Ahead by 5, 2 ends to play. Well, he's won the first set in all 3 matches he's played in this week. Defeating Stuart Anderson 9-3 in the first set of that match. Perry Martin 8-3 in the second round. And Merv King 8-4.
Track length 25 metres.
Yes, in the qualifiers sometimes you're not quite sure of the experience of the guys that come through. Most of the time they're very good players. Perry Martin proved that, and others have over the years. But they may or may not be international standard.
2 inches short of jack high.
Whereas with a wild card, well, they're being selected on the basis of having a pedigree of qualifying in events over the years and a history behind them, and that's what makes wild cards very, very dangerous. I think from memory, Ivan Lendl won Wimbledon as a wild card at one time, or was it Michael Stick? One of them did anyway, and it was absolutely incredible. But somebody, I've no doubt, we have got a lot of gurus around the crew. They'll find out who it was.
In fact, it is Goran Ivanic, the Croatian.
Well, you see, you know, oh my goodness me. A little fortune getting off to the side there. That was one for your quiz, Paul.
Should have gone with that.
Yeah, well, the director would have got it because he's a genius.
Well, it's come through for Paul Foster, so there is a little chance. So he might want to come round the back.
Well, the danger with this is if he hits it too hard, you know, it just goes to the back and Paul Foster gets it. He'll close this down, just close it down to one shot. If you don't get the one, just make sure you can't lose any more. And the single, clear road's better for him. Yep, that's actually a very useful ball.
Yeah, it's in a good place.
The most Paul can hope for here is a double.
Paul Foster needs to score to keep the set alive.
One shot, Paul Foster.
That was a good end for Michael Stepney. Really closed it down well.
Set score 8-4 after 8 ends.
Well, Paul Foster needs a 4. And while it's not impossible, it's unlikely. All Scottish semi-final lineup for the first time in the Scottish International Open.
Track length 29.5 metres.
Last time it happened in the WBT event, the World Championships 2013. And just to finish our tennis analogy, it's one thing to know that Ivanic won as a wild card, but even more impressive if you knew who he beat in the final.
Well, we'll be getting advice all directions on that one. Richard Krajicek has been mentioned. Please tell me it's wrong.
I'm delighted to tell you it's wrong.
Thank goodness for that.
We can raise the roof for Pat Rafter from Australia.
The Aussie Pat Rafter. Even our director doesn't know everything.
Paul Foster trying to set himself up for a potential 4.
Well, he's in a good position in terms of those two balls. And Michael, well, if he's feeling brave, he would drive them, but he won't. He'll just draw. Don't want to start driving and missing with your a couple of balls and put yourself under that sort of pressure. Although this one's got a bit of work to do to make the distance. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. And Fuzzy will drop another one in. Surprised at Michael Stepney playing negative to that. There was no reason he shouldn't be playing through it. No, just by even 2 feet.
2 green and a measure.
Well, he may decide to come up a little bit firmer.
Well, it just has to take a ball out. Any connection, really. Oh, goodness me. Oh, how on earth do you go through that? He had to actually touch the ball to make the space. Now,
Saloon door.
it becomes very interesting.
Well, part one is Paul Foster has to draw the shot. He can't make a mistake. Looks a little heavy.
Oh, he's missed it. Oh, well, the last ball will not be
2
played.
shots, Paul Foster. First set to Michael Stepney.
Thought Paul would have made that.
Well, so did he, to be fair. Did all the hard work to set it up. His opponent made the mistake with a heavy shot. The underdog gets the first bite in, wins the first set, 8-6.
Yeah, well, the thing about Paul Foster is he's so experienced. You know, he'll tuck that away and not think about it too much. You know, it's probably realised the damage was done earlier in the set, those 4 ends, where he lost 7 shots.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
Would still prefer to ask the question of his opponent if he'd had the 4. It would come heavy and, just as you mentioned, just remove 1. Set is gone, we move on.
That's more the jack length I thought the Paul Foster would have been looking for. It's a bit different for Michael. Oh, dropped against the bias. That's unusual.
1 green.
It's short balls in relation to jack.
It's jack high.
Well, he's certainly playing an arriving bowl. Can he get back to it? Clean jack would be good. Bounced out a bit further than what he wanted, but good change.
Paul Foster watching this one closely. Forehand shot coming in.
Not to put the brakes on, but I think it's good enough.
One green.
Looked good all the way.
Well, controlled weight shot and then a draw.
One red.
That's great stuff. That's a man of top form. Paul looking for the gap on the backhand to come through to the jack. Hard to pick out the line there. Oh, it's cost him another shot, I think.
Well, that was the danger to come across.
2 shots, Michael Stepney.
Oh, Paul.
Jack length 26 metres.
Well, Paul Foster has looked unbeatable. In his first 3 games, hadn't dropped a set. Chris Gale in round 1. Mark Dawes in round 2, although the scoreline of 10-5, 10-3 doesn't really reveal how close a game it was. Semi-final. Reached by beating Jamie Chesney in the quarter, I beg your pardon, 7-6, 9-5. It's a really good game. He's struggling here.
The thing is, he's not playing badly. It's
no, he's struggling on the scorecard.
Yeah, he's just not getting it on the card. You know, it's a strange sort of game that way. It's Mark Dawes played very well against Paul and would have beaten many players, and Jimmy Chesney, well, it's on that particular day he could have won events the way he played.
1 green.
It's more credit to the champion that Paul Foster is, that he gets through those games by playing so well. He has to dig deep in this one.
One green.
Oh, that's under. That will dive away. Yep, missed the line. Off the mat rather quickly as well, but...
Sorry? What? Yes. No, you're holding 1. Sorry. 1 green.
Sort of going looking for that a little bit on the inside, but he didn't have the weight to carry it, Michael Stepney, so I'll see if Paul can close the door on him.
Coming back in a good line now. Doesn't want to take it too far. Should be 2.
Well, he's opened the door a bit. It's just the 1, but he's opened the door a bit and get a clear view now. Having said that, Michael Stepney still had a good shot in the backhand anyway. So, bowler jack.
Yeah, the front red ball slightly closer than I thought.
No, he hasn't got the weight to get to the bowl or the jack. It's a good second, but oh well now. Paul Foster's got a chance.
Paul Foster moves the jack through. He could score quite well here.
Well, sorry about that, folks, but our technical things are playing silly on us today.
So he just wants to come and turn the jack round. If he does so and takes the trail, well, there's a reward, but he's actually short.
Well, I find that amazing.
1 shot, Paul Foster.
I really do. And I thought Paul Foster would have been playing that with 2 feet away.
2 ends.
Well, he's on the card. for Paul Foster. Let's have a look at the jack length. He may go full length here just to try and shake things up a bit.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
He's gone full length. When you change it, you want a good first ball. So a couple of feet of running there.
Oh, turned his back on that one. Well, he hasn't pushed it maybe, but it's still not that far away. But Paul Foster knew he was the same ball.
Your ball, 2.5 feet.
He's not convinced by it.
It's not bad.
Looked okay from the hand. There's a little grimace.
I bet he played that and he thought he was 2 feet through.
2 red.
But it stopped very quickly.
One red.
Off for a second shot, but again a couple of feet short.
Well,
it's impressive stuff.
2 red.
it is. There's a target there, but Paul Foster would normally reach into these two. Yep, that's what he's playing. It looks under. Yeah. Well, that's doesn't look happy out there. In comparison to the last 3 matches, he's down on form.
4-1, potentially 5-1 down. And a set he has to win. This was his jack length, he changed it. Went from 25 to 29.5 metres. Paul Foster thinks that's in. And it was.
He didn't even wait till the ball finished.
3 shots, Michael Stepney.
And that's not unusual, these players. When they see a ball coming in that, they
Set
know
score
they're
5-1
scoring,
after
so
3
they
ends.
just take the balls away.
Well, pensive, thoughtful, and with work to do.
Jack length
You can
24.5
take solace in the
metres.
fact that he's been in worse positions than this. But Michael Stepney just wants to keep things steady. Some of his opening balls have been pretty good. But Michael Stepney's been finding a way to disrupt. Well, He thought he was short, he was right. Watching this all the way, Paul Foster.
Well, he's sort of moving his hand, thinking, well, that really should have been dipping in front of the jack. He's not getting the bend back that he wants, because that's a target now for Michael Stepney. Michael not going as heavy as I thought he might, just trying to draw it off. He has to pick the line. Paul's ball has just fallen, and that might be enough. Oh, it probably was, actually.
It was, because he would have been into it otherwise. It just fell down. So have to say no thanks.
Sometimes you just need a little break. I wonder if this hit on this end.
Side toucher.
Don't think that's going to make any difference. He's just going to plow into this and
has to
see what comes out of it. Hope he misses his own front ball. It's the only danger there.
Lets it go. Oh, gets the jack.
That's a great hit. That really is a great hit. He's going to lose one, but that's a fantastic drive.
Hit it spot on. Jack will go into the respot. Red will lie, but Paul Foster has a ball to play. And the green ball is sent to the right, and the red ball hanging around.
Brilliant strike. Right bang on target.
Paul Foster draws for the shot.
One shot, Paul Foster.
That strike is a sort of
Set score 5-2 after
ball
4
that you play and to save matches, and although it's only halfway through the set, he was looking at a possible 3 or 4 there.
The throwing of this jack is important. He's brought the mat right up. And we'll go on to the tee.
Jack length 24 metres.
Yep, no danger. That's as far as we've seen it up this week here in Perth. Paul Foster wasting no time. Hoping to find a different line. Okay, foot and a half. Hoping to upset your opponent's line or weight. Oh, he didn't. Well, I got the jack. It was a little heavy.
Yeah, I think he picked it up on the way past. But all credit to Michael for being there. If he'd have missed it, he would have been probably 2 feet behind.
Paul Foster draws the shot.
One inch. One green.
Not a bad place. He's gone under, he might actually get in the way.
Shot ball's fallen now. Gap is 3 inches.
Well, it's not easy, but at the same time, he's only looking at a single shot.
It's dipping under the line as well.
Yep, weight wasn't bad. Don't really think he's set much up for his last ball. He sort of covered the green one, well played, Paul Foster.
Two green.
Well, a wee smile from the world champion.
Just trying to see how he's going to get out of this, because the front plant of the red ball under red might get a snake of the green, but I don't think so. Oh my, he's trying to draw this, and he's probably been forced into it.
He's giving it a chance, just looked a little heavy. Might nicked one away.
Or what if he's come out of this with second shot? That is a very good ball. Although Paul Foster's looking at it, hasn't said anything, so.
Umpire, please.
So 1 out and a measure.
That's a really good effort. Real good effort. Not easy.
One green and a measure.
Every shot is important. Paul Foster fancied this. Is he right? Nope. Just not to be.
One shot, Paul Foster.
But he took the man up. Jack on the tee.
Set score 5-3.
Won the shot.
5 ends. Jack length 23.5 metres.
Well, if you're going to miss, be deep, don't be short. This is what I was saying about Paul Foster's not playing badly, Paul. He's playing some very good bowls, but he's just been on the wrong side of the scorecard. And that's all credit to Michael Stepney for managing to do that. He's played a very good game.
Two green.
Now Paul Foster, will he change his hand? He might try and get the little tuck round the corner before his opponent does.
Well, 3 shots, it doesn't give him the cover he
green.
needs, but Michael might just be tempted to play to this. Yep, he is. And he's in the area for the jack. Yep, he wants it to stay in the... Oh, it's off. He wanted it to stay in the ditch.
It's gone off, will go on the respot, and Paul Foster will lie. But again, both players will have a look. That's what he wanted.
Two green.
Yeah, so the big advantage about the jack staying in the ditch was Paul Foster would have been 3 down, and no matter where he put the ball, Michael Stepney would have been after it for a count. Now it comes down to the fact that he has to save shots. If he needed 4 shots, there's a great shot on, but I don't think he can afford to play it. Just playing the draw, coming across the head.
Just wants to beat the 2 green balls. That's the first job done. Can he find the shot? That's the second idea.
That's still a good ball.
That's the job.
Second.
One shot, Paul Foster.
Well, Fuzzy's making his way back, isn't he?
Set score 5-4 after
He
6
ends on the
ends.
bounce. He takes the matter wandering once more. Well, one of the secrets of Paul Foster's success so far has just been losing singles. Lost 19 ends and 8 sets coming into today, 13 singles.
Jack length 23.5 metres.
Well, that's the old maximum bowls, isn't it? If you're going to lose, lose one. If you're going to score, 2 and above is always better.
One red.
It's been a great game of tactics as well as superb play. Matt has been all over the place. Jack's been short and long. Ooh, that was just a little bit on the quick side. Paul Foster, chance of turning the Jack himself.
That's what he's after. Stalking this one down. Oh, just dipped away.
One red.
Well, he set up a shot to take the red ball out though, and he will play it. So Michael needs another one in.
Don't want to come back from there.
Ah, beautiful weight. And Paul Foster realises that if he plucks this out, he's got no back position, but he will lie, well, at least 3. He's got the draw shot to turn the around the kitty.
Timeout called.
Timeout is called.
Paul has 4 timeouts remaining.
It's the first of the match.
Well, what he's looking at is can he get the Jack to there on the backhand. Now if he doesn't like that, there's a very good shot on the forehand to take the ball out. When he removes that, well, the other balls come into play, and
Let's see what he wants to do. Forehand.
well, he's come
That's an
try-
option. He's going to play the other side.
Doesn't matter which side. Yeah. The thing about playing the backhand was you could take the ball out and run off the gap. The forehand, you were getting the ball and running into the Jack. So that's why he played it on the backhand. Didn't really matter, the same shot that I'd indicated, but that's the reason why he played it. You know, the red ball was going through nicely. Well, that's not a spare shot opportunity, but he's made it. Oh, that is a tremendous ball.
And it makes a massive difference in the game as well.
2 shots, Michael Stepney.
That was a super ball.
7-4 after 7 ends.
In terms of the impact on the game, that was a wonderful shot.
Three up, 2 to play. Scottish International Open final awaits.
Jack length 25 metres.
This is interesting now. Michael Stepney keep himself focused on winning the end. If he can get a single shot here, they're shaking hands. Paul Foster, realistically, has to be a 2.
Yeah, got to be a 2. That's just not finishing off that hand for him. Looks good. Foster, a 5-time Scottish International Open finalist, is being forced to work exceptionally hard here. Falls down. Well, does lie the shot.
1 green. 1 green.
I expected that Jack actually to move to red.
Gap on your ball is ½ an inch.
Good old-fashioned stuff. None of this 5mm or anything like that, Paul. ½ an inch.
That'll do. He's close.
Yeah, he's closing this head down. He really is. He's still got a shot to get the shot, but outside green ball and nudge it across. But it's making Paul Foster's life really difficult to get more than 1. Yep, he's going for the 2 balls. I'm not surprised. Might be line a shot, but he needs the 2 balls away.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yep. Really good ball.
2 green.
In many ways, it was the only shot he could play to develop the head, to try and get 2 or 3, and that was a little nod over to Michael on the way past. Michael's congratulations to him for that shot. Puts a lot of pressure on Michael to get close here. Can't afford to lose a 3. Has he got the weight? Looks like it's struggling. But he's there for second. Oh, well played, Michael. Well played, Michael Stepney. That's a really good ball. Once again,
1 green.
question's been asked.
Yeah, he's answering. He has answered consistently. Paul Foster. Maybe a little draw. Just would love to take that jack back. Just a touch. Or you might just rest against the red ball.
Draw for 2. Extend the jack as a bonus. Yep, he played to extend it. With that weight, he played to get into the red ball and move across for 3.
1 shot. Paul Foster.
Well, what an end. Paul Foster needs a 3 at the final end to force a tie break. Else Michael Stepney will be in his first World Bowls Tour singles final.
Well, that's the last 2 ends where Michael Stepney's added a shot and defended a position and played 2 absolutely cracking balls, and that's put him into this position. Without those 2, well, Paul Foster would have been in the driving seat. My list for shot of the day is getting longer.
There's been plenty of them. Shot the championship may be impossible.
Oh, that's true.
Short balls don't help you. Your opponent needs a 3. Don't drop them short.
Stepney went into the last end of the first set 4 shots up and very nearly lost the count. Is the same thing going to happen again? He really doesn't want to give Paul Foster a chance for 3.
Inside the green ball would be the answer. Good place.
Good place, but not safe. Well, that's 2.
2 green.
Michael needs another big ball.
He will use a timeout. Don't think he's used any so far.
Timeout called. Michael has 4 timeouts remaining.
Well, it really should be a draw, but then again, you never know sometimes with Michael, but you know, playing to that, if he misses a come across onto the green ball, if he gets to the lock on the green ball, that would be perfect. There's really no running shot available. Now, will he get back off that line again and stop in time? Needs the green one. That's the one he wanted. He's locked that in. It's going to be really difficult now for Paul Foster to develop 3 shots out of this.
Well, he'll take a timeout in a second or 2.
Timeout called.
Well,
Paul has 3 timeouts remaining.
What he's looking for here, and I think this is the only way, Paul, to be truthful with you. Come through in the forehand, on the edge of the bowl, and progress it if he can onto this one. Now that will take the 2 balls out. They'll both disappear.
Yeah, you're looking and just wondering.
Yep, that's what he's looking for. Edge of the red ball onto the other one.
Well, he's done so much this week. Is there a final touch of magic left?
Oh, very nearly.
1 shot, Paul Foster, 2nd set and the match. Michael Stepney.
Well, a nice moment. And Michael Stepney, the wild card coming into the event, finds himself in the final of the Scottish International Open. He has put out the world champion, and Paul Foster, who's been sparkling this week, is defeated by Michael Stepney.
Well, as I said before, you know, you look at someone like Michael Stepney and he doesn't really fall into the category of a qualifier. He's a wild card, but he comes into the event with great credibility, and I have to say, didn't he play well in this match? Time after time after time, he was keeping the pressure on. And when you can play bowls like this, that is absolutely perfect. That was a fantastic shot against the world champion. Paul Foster just couldn't get what he needed on occasions. That was the last bowl opportunity, last end of the first set. Michael took it, 8 shots to 6, and picked up a big count once again, with a 3 to go 5-1 in front. Paul Foster, after Michael hit it, gets a good ball in. And that was a key shot on the 7th end for a double from Michael Stepney. He played it really, really well, and I have to say, Paul, you know, very good in defeat. He didn't reach the standards of his previous game, but Michael Stepney played really well.
Well, what a match.
A very warm welcome to the Commonwealth gold medalist, Darren Burnett. Responsible for coaching the Scottish Commonwealth men to gold and glory, David has again taken on the responsibility for Team Scotland in the Gold Coast. But despite that commitment, he remains one of the most technically gifted players in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge welcome to the former world champion, David Gourley. Well, the first semi-final was an absolute cracker. Michael, step me through who will join him. Well, Corky and Paul Mitchell will take you through this one.
Thank you, Dougie. Question is, does David Gourley have the best vocal music? More Than a Feeling. What a great tune. Paul Foster comes on to Eye of the Tiger, which also very highly rated. But the music has stopped and it's time.
Jack length, 23
for these two
metres.
to go head to head.
23 metres minimum distance from David Gourley on the first end. That's an interesting challenge in itself. Crowd still settling down. David, first ball, no shot clock.
Excellent starts from Darren Burnett.
Especially on David's jack length.
Absolutely. Just needs to pull the weight back a touch. That's pretty good adjustments.
One red. Gap is 7 inches.
It's well down again.
Close for 2, David. Close for 2. Close for 2.
David's made himself available for the Home International Series to be held in Paisley in March. So that'll be interesting.
Who can resist the lure of Paisley in March? But it is interesting.
Very close, Darren.
He wishes to do so.
Very close. Measure.
Excellent ball. Just under the line that time.
Yes, he didn't want to get the outside of the green ball. That's where the danger was, and just forced it on the inside. And well, it's unforgiving. Let's put it that way.
Leave that one there.
Good end though. If that's a taste of things to come, this will be pretty good. Dan McManus in with the calipers. Just looking for the merest of touches against the ball. And round he goes.
Oh, that is very close.
It is close. Just wondered if red has it just by a whisker.
Well, normally it's the ball that's sitting down with the bulge going towards the jack. The running surface is the favourite. Yep.
One shot, Darren Burnett.
Lovely overhead camera work by the crew here.
And lovely work by them, umpire.
Is that you trying to get back in his good books?
Absolutely. Well done, Dan. Somebody text him.
Jack length 28.5 meters.
You can never tell from the facial reaction of Darren Burnett. You would have thought he'd popped out in the ice rink next door from the look that he had.
Yeah, he just never, he's one of these players that lets the ball go and there's the, so he wince every now and again, you're not quite sure what's happening. But he is a policeman after all.
You'll get no argument from me. What a reply.
One green. It's touching your bowl, yes. Your bowl isn't, no. The David's bowl, quarter of an inch off.
Well, this is the difference between even a top flight outdoor and a top flight indoor. The margins are so small in indoors. Of course, you don't have all of the weather conditions and everything else. The outdoors is a different challenge. It's hard to compare the two. Oh, that's very good.
That's a clever place to be.
There's only one slight danger is that he probably would have liked it to have travelled on a ball further. Darren can use that to come off if he's a bit wide. Ideally, he'll want to get his own ball. In many respects, that's actually helped David's ball by turning it around the corner. Quality stuff. 5 balls down, furthest one less than a foot. 3 within a few inches. That's through by 4 or 5 feet. That must be very deliberate because he wouldn't be that far away. Well, he's trotting up after this. He must be very close to his own. Just wants a little tap on it.
So close, and David Gurley won't play his last.
Set score 1-1 after 2 ends.
So the marker will go up and deliver the ball down. Back on to David Gurley.
Yes, Matt well up again. In fact, absolute minimum on the mat. But the advantage about playing this is he's got 3 meters behind the tee.
Jack length 23 meters.
So he's got a margin of error. Now, it is interesting with David Gurley when you think about it. He is head coach, but you know, he'll not be coaching the likes of his team. He'll put in place everything that they need to bring them forward, and make sure the preparation's absolutely perfect, and that will include dietitians and biometrics and sports psychologists. There'll be a fitness regime as well to make sure any injuries are taken care of.
He's an excellent sounding board. He's just somebody to talk the game through that the players trust implicitly.
Well, that's the advantage of someone like David. He brings with him instant credibility.
Yes.
That's important at that level. You must have got that credibility, otherwise it's very difficult for players to take any advice.
Right off the forehand.
2 green.
You may have to follow up.
2.
I may be tempted with this. Darren's a very attacking player.
Green 1 short, 10 inches from Jack high.
Oh, I draw it all day, but he's, as I say, he is an attacking player. Yep, going for it.
Backhand drive, bowler Jack. Jack would be preferred.
Well, he's a distance away from it, but it's not going to be easy to get to. Yep, that's what I thought. It's right on the inside edge. That's the yellow marker.
And then the red marker for the ball. Just allows the players to see where things are. It's a hard place to draw to. Come to cut across.
Yes, you want to get as close to the front green one as you possibly can to enable the ball to get up to the jack without going off the edge of the rink, and that's very good. Really, more than good. It's superb.
It's such a difficult ball to beat. Burnett trying hard.
1 green. Sorry? 3rd shot, red ball.
So David knows he needs another ball in. Has to be a little bit careful. I think he's a little bit wider as well. Doesn't want the red ball. Just drop in. That's good. That protects his own ball and 3rd shot. Still play the ball off in the forehand. That's what Darren will do.
So he'll play it, try and run the shot ball off.
Well, he's allowing it to bend a little bit. Very controlled, and he's close.
Oh.
Fractions.
Not far away. Tell you, the entertainment of the opening 3 ends has been really good.
Set score 1-2 after 3 ends.
We'll take this for another half a dozen ends in the set.
Jack length 26.5 meters.
As he's going early inside his own bowl. Got the jack.
Perfect.
Oh, and he's in with it.
Oh, he's living right next door to it.
That's the extra bonus. Hit it right in the middle, followed it. That's not really no chance of beating it. Couldn't ask for anything better. The advantage of having a heavy shot available and in your armoury. Best David can do is just try and trundle up beside it. Yep, that's a decent second.
Oh, he's gone very close to the edge.
You get to a stage where once you're half a bowl away from it, it'll just drag you in. And his eyes just got wider and wider there. So he realised where it was going, but he's in a safe position. You know, it's so difficult for David to get right on the lip of the jack, or the lip of the ditch, and he has to do that to get the shot.
Well, the crowd joining in with that one. So that's another good bolt.
One red.
Does he draw them or does he try and plant them off?
Well, there's no benefit.
There's none, because he wouldn't stay, wouldn't he? Even if you stun it, you're going to go yourself. He doesn't have another shot past them.
No, he would need to be holding fourth shot.
He's at it again.
Yeah. Just hadn't pushed it.
Well, he'll take it.
Absolutely. Big swinging bowls, you see. You know, that's what happens. It's the only time when a big swinging bowl is a disadvantage. And
Set score 2-2 after 4 ends.
it is rare.
Yeah.
For it to be in that angle.
No more than singles conceded. Darren Burnett playing in his first Scottish International Open semi-final since 2015. Excellent game against Greg Harlow. And Darren split the first set 9 apiece. Greg Harlow in the second 10-7.
29 metres.
From the tee, 18 inches. A 14-inch gap. One green.
A little slap of the leg there by David Gurley. Realised that was a miss.
Yes, it's one of the things you focus on in that situation. Your first ball's in, your opponent drops a couple short. Second ball really needs to be there. been given another
Green.
chance. The shot clock hasn't moved. Oh, there we are. We're off and running. Plenty of time now.
I think these two have been so quick. Operation of the shot clock is required. When you know the players are playing so quickly, you do wonder why.
Really, David needed an edge there, but he got a bit of more of a solid contact. It's 2 shots. It's nothing particularly easy to be able to get around these. So, plant in the front, but don't think Darren will play that.
It's very narrow, isn't it, to try and get a reward.
So he's just trying to draw it on the wide side. It's the right shot, okay, no doubt about that, but don't think he's pushed it. Turned this back early.
Two green.
David taking no chances, playing through on the forehand.
Picks up the third shots.
By
3 shots, David Gourlay.
By the standards of this game, that's a bit of a soft 3.
Set score
And
2-5
4 balls of Dan
after
Burnett,
5
all clustered together, couldn't improve upon his weight.
Jack length 27 meters.
Once again, the first ball's in. That's very good. Really good second ball. Well, he's tempted to go for the ball of the jack.
10 inches past Jack high.
He could draw second, possibly the shot in the forehand, but he's such an attacking player, you're not sure. Going again.
There's the result. One then the other.
One red.
Pop this one back on. Oh, needs to run.
Just made it. Certainly room, but that was his target. Get the shot.
Stop the clock.
There's movement in the stands. That's why they've stopped the clock for now. So they may wait for a moment or two. There's a couple of members of the staff in the jurors centre just in the stand, just checking that the lady I think he's feeling slightly unwell, just with the heat in the building. So obviously, it's the most important thing at the moment, and Darren Burnett will just have to wait.
So Darren might be better just to come up, have a little look, and come back, because they've stopped the clock. They have to do that, and it might be wise to do that. Obviously, where the head's sitting, they want to finish the end, but so the officials are just having a little chat about what it is, and
well, they may choose to take the players off the rink for a few minutes. Darren Burnett and David Gurley, it's difficult for them at the moment.
They're trying to avoid that because you know, the rules are continuous play, etc. Paul, but
yeah,
and they really don't want to have to replay the end again. But you know, obviously, it's a duty of care is the first priority. So Marker's gone off to have a chat with Darren.
so let's go to the balcony and let's have a word with a man who's reached his first Scottish International Open final, Michael Stepney.
Yeah, very happy man indeed up here on the players' balcony overlooking the second semi-final. It's Michael. How are you feeling now? It's been 20 minutes, half an hour since you last won.
I'm just trying to take it all in and get through all the messages on my phone. There's quite a few, there's about 20 messages and about 40 on Messenger, so get through them and then I'll get to watch the rest of the game.
I guess the good thing for you is that you've gone into these matches as the underdog. The pressure is off totally, but now you're in the final now, and all that brings an added pressure in itself.
Well, hopefully not. We'll see tomorrow, but I'm normally pretty good. I'll just try and keep myself down and just go through. It's another game, and just try and go out and play like I have been playing, and I'll not be far away.
You obviously know Paul Foster very well, and he couldn't have spoken about you highly enough. He knows you as a player and as a person as well, and it must be great to hear a guy like that who's been so successful all over the world speak about you in such high regard.
Yes, we've had a few battles over the years in the Scottish competitions, and Paul's up there. I classify him as the best player in the world, and he wasn't playing at his best today. Thankfully for me, it gives me a chance in the final tomorrow. So yeah, he's a top class player.
You'll know Darren and David, who are on the rink at the moment as well. I mean, David's obviously the Scotland coach for the Commonwealth Games, but he's got such an amazing game.
Oh yes, unfortunately I've played him twice in WBT events, and he's beat me both times. Very close games, but doesn't matter which one you play. It's another game, and just try and keep my game plan and just see what happens.
I guess that's the thing, because you do know these guys so well. You've played with them in the international circuit, and they're teammates of yours on the outdoor game as well, aren't they? And so you know their game, you know what they can do, but you also know that you want to beat them if you have to play in a final.
Yeah, no, you just have to put that aside and just again concentrate on your own game, and then let it take its course.
Absolutely. So you wouldn't be bothered at all who's going to get you? You're going to get in the final tomorrow, no?
No, not one bit.
So how can you prepare now? Because obviously everyone's phoning you, everyone's texting you, everyone's messaging you. How difficult is it for you to kind of just look ahead to tomorrow and actually get the game going?
I'll just try and just get through all the text messages, and then watch a little bit of the bowls, and then go and take it easy, have a nice bite to eat, and maybe a few pints.
Don't have too many. You're busy tomorrow. Listen, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow, and well done beating Paul Foster in the semi-final. I'm going to hand back to commentary now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diggy. Congratulations again to Michael Stepney. What a performance it was. Something else. Darren Burnett, there was a long pause here in play.
Yes, the concentration levels would have dropped, of course. There's not much you can do about that. The fortunate thing for Darren is he has another bowl to come.
So, a lady had just found the heat a little bit too much in the Jewish Centre, helped out by the excellent staff here, and she'll be well looked after.
Same problem for David up to a point. He's dropped short on that, and No, that just happens. There's nothing anyone can do about it. The important bit is that the spectators being cared for.
One against him on the backhand. Looks like there's plenty of room to draw, but of course, given the delay, just want to get that level of concentration back. He's just giving it a chance. It's trying to come round, but it will be one to David Gurley.
One shot, David Gurley.
Set score 2-6 after 6 ends.
And David Gurley wastes no time. Mat down, jack away.
Yes, he's a fast player, David, and I had a long conversation with him earlier in the week
Jack
about
length 27
Commonwealth
meters.
Games and preparation for it, etc. It's a great venues, no doubt about that, but just about the preparation for Commonwealth Games teams, it's all very interesting stuff, of course.
Scotland will be hoping to repeat some of the success of Glasgow 2014. It'd be hard to match it, certainly on the men's side. That's a good squad that are going out.
Oh, very good squad, very strong squad, men and women, and all the plans are put in place. It's thorough and professional, as it needs to be, because medals are very important for funding.
Darren's bowl, 5 inches.
Didn't tell me anything confidential, of course. Not that would matter. I'm not involved in preparing any team for the Commonwealth Games, so wouldn't make any difference. I think we all know what to do to get teams ready anyway. Good effort.
Commonwealth Games gold singles winner Darren Burnett. Well played again. May just be the one. We'll have a look.
Close for second, definitely the one, close for second.
Well, no time wasted. Will he hold up? Nope.
First weighted shot really from David Gurley.
He's missed a few of those forehand runners this week, but he's happy
Your
enough to
ball
do
to
it if he
Jack.
keeps winning matches.
5 inches. No change.
Well, couldn't afford to go again, so just trying to draw.
Touching his own ball might be enough. Oh, it dropped out. It was on the running surface. It's going to be one red, definitely. But there's a bigger problem here for David Gurley. Yeah.
Well, Darren Burnett is sizing this up because there's a shot to bring in more, and he needs
very,
it.
very much so. And bearing in mind the position at the moment.
Darren has
Darren
4
Burnett.
timeouts remaining.
Well, I'll just, yeah, as he's just putting his foot down to look at angles and things, and two things are possible. You know, if he gets onto that ball and gets it onto the jack coming through is good
One red.
to there, but also if he gets the outside of the red ball, he could take the other green 2 balls out, and that would really be very profitable. I think he has to play this.
He's going for it. He is lying shot, but he wants more. Wants that front red ball to take the green away, or take the jack through.
Well, did the green ball move sufficiently? It might just be a double. I think he was hoping for 3 minimum.
There's one out.
Yes, his own ball got caught on the greens on the way through. So that's with a slight disappointment in Aaron's face, but
after 7 ends.
Definite 2 shots, keeps him in the hunt.
Two ends to play. David Gurley with a 3-shot lead.
Jack length 28.5 meters.
A good contest in terms of jack placement between the two. David Gurley's also been bringing the mat up. Oh, we're just pulling up shorts.
16 inches from jack high.
Yeah, I was just checking my notes there. I actually scored 1 the last end. Of course, it's pushed the ball right the way through and off the rink. But Darren Burnett would have been looking for a minimum 2, maybe even 3.
He did hit it pretty well, but it just wouldn't fall as he wanted. He needs to make sure he's up with this one.
Gap is 7 inches. Oh, so your last bowl, almost 2 feet.
Just under again. He's had a number of short balls coming towards the commentary box.
Yes, it has been a bit of a feature in a number of matches where balls just dropping that half yard, 2 feet short. And speaking to some of the players as they've been coming off and all been saying the same thing. I'm not quite sure why. It's almost like there's a different weight from different lines. This isn't short. Well, it's a decent position for David in terms of picking the jack up, but he was trying to draw there.
Well, again, any bowler will tell you don't mean to do it. You think you've put the extra weight on.
David's looking a bit quick again here. Goodness me. That's
one shot, Darren Burnett.
Oh, Darren Burnett couldn't put the weight on, and David Gurley couldn't keep the weight off. One shot.
Set score 4-6 after 8 ends.
That last ball, from David Gurley's perspective, was almost a ball to win the set. If he'd have drawn that, he would have been in a very strong position, 4 up into the last end, whereas 2, well, that's a whole lot different.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
So again, going on the longer side in terms of jack length.
Well, it's a good ball, but again, there's
One
short
red.
balls are there.
No, your bowl's 5 inches short of Jack high.
Now that's 6 draw shots now from Darren, and none of them have managed to reach Jack high.
Just added touch of weight.
1 red.
Well, they are so good, these guys, you sometimes wonder, is the surface changing a little bit? Can do that, especially between matches.
It's very warm out there. It was very warm out there yesterday. It's very warm out there again today. I'm just hanging off slightly.
Yeah, it's good weight that time. Comedy box is just as usual, about 105.
Yeah, it's the warmest place in Perth.
David on the wrong side. He'd have been looking to try and turn that jack around the corner. All a bit strange at the moment as we get to the last few bowls of this set.
Darren Burnett needs to score 2. Maybe playing just to try and get that green ball off.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's going for that in some respects, but
He wants the green ball.
there was a big chance of him getting his own bowl. That's exactly what's happened.
Well, I must have felt that was the only way that he was going to achieve what he wanted to do. But it's David Gurley who will pick up not 1, not 2, but 3. It matters not. Any score was going to see him over the line.
David, do you want
Black
your
and
clock?
white. 9-4 looks like an easy set. It was anything but.
Yes, it's always a bit weird looking when you see a 9-4 scoreline and you've just watched a very tight set like that. But the last couple of ends were very odd in some respects. David Gurley would be delighted.
Last a finalist in 2006 in the Scottish International Open. Darren Burnett and David Gurley met in the final in 2002. Final 1. by David Gurley.
Jack
Adam
Glenn,
Burnett had won the year
25
before.
meters.
So the second set gets underway.
Just the way it's sitting, I'd be surprised David playing the forehand. He just switched back to the backhand again. There's really no need to change his hand.
I'd be happy he stayed the way he was.
Last ball, 15 inches from Jack high. 2.
Once again, Darren Burnett playing the running ball early in the end. Well, he's opened the door.
Well, a couple of times he has gone with a second ball, and why not?
Two green. It's an inch past. 1 inch.
Well, going again. Knows if he's a bit wide, he could get the second ball. Well, on the respot, his own ball's going off the rink, but he will have the last delivery of the end.
More work for Dan Blewett, gathering the balls, popping the jack back on.
1 green.
He's had a bit of work to do in this match.
Paul decided to go again. Picked up the result now to the respot. Well, the respot,
2 green.
almost unbeatable.
2 green, which means Darren cannot just take the ball off, so trying to draw in for second.
Easily in for second, but no great threat to the shot.
One shot, David Gurley.
So David Gurley picks up the opening end. So David Gurley. Some players do like to carry the cloth with them. Find just it gets a little bit hot.
Jack Glenn,
Occasionally he'll bowl with
26
it in his hand, and sometimes just throws it away.
Yeah, generally he throws it away, and then on the last bowl, if his opponent has another bowl to come, he'll keep it in his hand if he wants to go up. Not everyone uses a cloth, but it is very hot out there. This line looks good. Doesn't matter whether he's going to come around his own bowl.
One down, one green.
Traditionally, Darren in this match has been quite aggressive to these bowls, but he's just drawing this time.
Looked a good line all the way. Well, there he goes, and a shake of the head.
David trying to get between the two red ones. If he's not up, he might just come across and block things a bit. Well, that hasn't changed anything.
The back red was the ideal one to come and rest on.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Well, if it's 2 seconds,
He might be tempted. Has to be careful, he doesn't take his own two bowls out, and that's the problem. That backhand whips like mad. Forehand might stand up a little bit more, but he has to get into his red to get onto the jack.
let's give him that a chance. One away.
Cleans the whistle with 2 seconds. That's all he had to do. Extra bonus would have been to get the two of them, but he's whipped that out clean as a whistle.
So 2 reds. Ball each to play.
David's tempted the same sort of shot. Yep.
Little running shots. Looking for the red balls.
Got one. Damage limitation. This isn't easy to add another.
One red.
Runs it out. First shot drawn.
That wasn't an easy spare, I can tell you, and played it very well.
2 shots, Darren Burnett.
For the first time in
after 2 ends.
either set, Darren Burnett has a lead. After 2 or 3 ends, he took the opening one and then dropped it back to David Gurley, and then led all the way. Ladies' final to come later on today.
Caroline Brown just waiting to go on. Very experienced player.
Jack length,
All levels
28.5
for Scotland.
meters.
Yeah, Furyk is our opponent, and they will take to the rink after this game.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see with Leon. 3rd year in the final.
It'll be a good game.
16 from Jack high. 16 inches from Jack high.
Dick would normally play that on the on the backhand, but he's playing the forehand this time. Longer jack lengths maybe favours this side. I would say it's worked.
Little touch-up. And we'll continue off the backhand. 8th consecutive year for Darren Burnett in the top 10 of the World Bowls Tour. always looked like he was just going to come across and push the jack out
One green.
towards the green ball.
Yes, and David can't afford the forehand now. He could touch the red ball in closer to the jack. Good there.
One green.
I think when you're lining the shot, any movement of the jack, there's a chance of it coming a foot behind.
You have second, yes. Yes.
Well, that's why I was asking who was lying second. He decided to have a go at this. He looks slightly under. Oh, he very nearly took his own two away.
And then that would have been David Gurley drawing for 3 with 1 ball for Darren Burnett to reply with. He was very inside. Well, there was much to be gained, because if he got the front green ball, likely was taking the back one as well. As it is, David Gurley. Simply draw away, he's got the best back ball.
Well, he's trying to give it a chance to get to the red. It dropped back, but it looks like 2. He was hoping for it to drop the other way for 3.
2 green.
Yep, nearly. He thought it might spin away. Yeah, he's just having to draw here. He's given that every chance. Slices the other way.
Well, I think he's got second.
I agree.
1 green.
Yes, indeed. This will bring David back onto the forehand again to try and touch his own ball down. Backhand looks just a little bit dangerous. Trying to encourage it forward.
If you can get the touch and turn it.
Oh, it's needed to drop.
It refused.
1 shot, David Gurley.
Set score 2-2 after 3 ends.
Was taken to tie break in the quarter-final against Nick Brett. Won the first set, dropped the second by 8 shots, and then won the tie break.
Jack Lynn,
Having a very good week here.
meters.
Mat up. Jack at minimum length again.
Well, when you get to the quarter-final, semi-final stage, everyone's very happy with the ranking points and the performances they've put in. A lot of good players in this event.
Looks like he's dropping under again. Might even help Darren.
Yes. 2 red.
Well, still looking for the correction.
Still red.
Favour 1 green.
Well, I was slightly stunned by that. It certainly looked the angle we've got. But of course, Dan Blair and co. get to look right at him. So can Darren Burnett change things? Looks like he's going through.
1 green.
That's interesting.
That's hard for us to tell sometimes, but Darren will have a last bowl. This has to be at the very least up to the jack.
Maybe a timeout coming here as Darren Burnett's taking his time to look at this head.
Well, he's looking at angles and things. It's certainly in the set of 2-all. We could draw the jack back or turn a bowl off. If he goes driving at it,
Darren has 3 timeouts remaining.
there's always the potential for taking his own 2 bowls out, but I don't think that'll be desperately costly. He has a good just over the weight shot onto the jack and punch it through. I'd make a double out of it.
Keep a close eye on it.
1 shot, David Gourlay.
1 green.
So score 2-3 after 4 ends.
Yes, made sure of taking 1 away.
Jack length, 27.5 metres.
Well, the first set, the key end was arguably the 5th end when David Gurley picked up a 3. Started to carry him away. As I said, Darren Burnett has to win. Two good opening bowls from David Gurley. Everything is falling across the head.
Oh, this one's struggling by some distance. Won't be in the way for the 2 players, but once again, that backhand takes its toll. I do wonder sometimes if you just go slightly outside the line, just a little bit slower. Yeah, be ideal if he picks the jack up. Doesn't need it though.
3 green.
3 green. Let's just see what the angles are. What looks like it needs
Come back.
a little bit of weight into it. Let's just see what Darren decides to do.
Yeah, the green ball's the target. He'd take the jack if he could. Alternatively, he could go through two gaps and miss the lot.
That's a what happened next type shot.
It is, isn't it? That gap, that gap.
It's, it wouldn't have made any difference if he had taken his own ball away, because he's still 3 down anyway. But a little edge would have been enough to get the jack. Well, that's different now. If he takes his own ball away, it's going to cost him an extra shot. And at 3-2, that's never clever. Forehand, he could take everything away in the forehand with regards to the green ones. But clean jack he's looking for.
Goes again, plenty of weight. Watches after it. Going to strike his red out. It's going to be 4. Was the danger?
Well, he knew the danger and was prepared to accept that. Could happen.
4 shots, David Gourlay.
He picks up the jack, it's 3 apiece. He picks up his own ball.
2-7 after 5.
And it's 7-2. That is a key moment in the match.
Yes, David was line 3. I think if he had been line 1, maybe even 2, Darren would have probably tried to draw it, but
Jack length, 23 metres.
he worked on the basis that it's only one more shot if I take my own out, and the risks are, well, they were acceptable for him.
Favour 1 green.
Well, might be.
No, still yours.
Forehand shot. He's been a bit too canny with that one.
Well, Darren, any touch in the jack, rest the green ball, he could make 2.
That's what he wanted.
Well, that was the perfect result. Gives him the double. And
1 green and a measure.
again, Darren's got a shot to drag the jack back for 3. Gets the 2 balls out. It's worth it as well. He's watching this for the jack.
Jack, balls, respot.
Yep, played it well.
Certainly, looks like 2 from this angle.
Definite 2.
Might be interested in looking at the 3rd as well.
Yep.
Good result.
That's what he was playing for.
2 shots, Darren Burnett.
He knew as soon as the jack went over that direction, he was definitely getting
Set score 4-7 after 6 ends.
a minimum of 2, possibly even 3.
Well, if I dropped to 4, he needed that. Expect the jack will go longer as well.
Jack left, 28.5 metres.
That's an important ball because the last few times coming down towards the commentary box, the first one's been short, 2 feet, 2.5 feet. So I'll be happier with that.
Just leaning up against the red ball. Had to stopped an inch sooner, he would have dropped in for number 1.
"20 inches past jack high." 20 inches.
I think he's better this time.
Come on to the red one.
Oh, David's keeping the pressure on.
Well, he's turned his back on it already.
One green.
Well, all bowlers do that. It's just more of a surprise when one of the top players does it. Happens to everyone.
Well, I think it's more the fact that he needs shots. He's trying to just draw it rather than reach through it. Well, that's closer for number 2.
Still just the 1, Darren. 7-inch gap.
Oh, still drawable.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else he could do. Coming along, wants the green ball, gets it.
One red.
After missing with his last one, right on the money.
Yes, he's left David with very little here except a draw. The weight he'd like to use is the backhand with just controlled weight, but it's just so difficult. You know,
David has 4
timeout called.
I can see what he's after, and that's what he's looking at, the angles and things, but oh goodness me, David, this is hard. Well, he's looking to try and see if he can get the jack over into this sort of position. Now, to do that, well, he's going to have to come in half jack, go through it, and hope that the jack travels all the way through to the green balls. Now, if he can flick the ball out, that's good, but I don't think the angle's good enough to get anything better than that. The forehand, he can flick the ball out, but the jack's going the wrong way.
Depends on the pace as well. The jack, if it hits the red ball, could actually go forward again. Not seen that too often.
Oh, he's just trying to arrive on the drop. Well, yeah, it never looked like it was a high percentage shot. It's only because the hand. It's so difficult to play that 2-yard shot. I just decided I'll just try and draw this.
Set score 5-7 after 7 ends.
So having dropped to 4, and Burnett with a double and a single to bring him back into the set. All these men playing for a place in the Scottish International Open Final of 2017.
Jack
Shall
Blend,
take place tomorrow.
29.5 metres.
Well, this is all about getting one shot. Really, for both players. Darren Burnett needs to score at least a single, give himself a chance in the last end for a double. David gets a single. Well, Darren's looking for 4.
Two feet past jack high. On green.
Has to connect with this one.
Well, he's on a good line. Certainly the pace looks better.
Well played.
One red.
Choices for David Gurley.
Short the jack by 7 inches with a 3.5-inch gap.
I'll go down and have a look. Yeah, and understandably so, because
well, this is a shot that could win the match for him.
well, jack through.
Timeout call.
Depends on the weight,
David
really.
has 3 timeouts remaining.
You know, it's good if he gets a jack. Don't get me wrong, because that the jack through into a back position. Well, if he pushes it down into that sort of direction, the best Darren can do is a single, and David has a last bowl as well in this end. So, you know,
I think this is well worth a go.
yeah, there's only one danger to it, and that is getting through the gap and taking his own bowl out. That's the only danger to it. He's angled for the draw, but let's just see. Yeah, he's very controlled weight. He's allowing the ball to bend. No, has he got the jack or his own ball?
Perfect.
Got the
Jack. Oh, he was a wee bit unlucky.
Very unlucky. Really unlucky. That should have been in the ditch, that jack.
And David Gurley should have been in the final. If he'd picked that through, if that had run in with him.
Oh, that was game over, and he knows it. That was game over if it hadn't hit the back bowl. He's still holding the shot, but he'll expect Darren to draw it, and the best he can do is get a single now. Interesting choice. Darren going across the head. Well, he's picked out the line anyway. Yep, good ball. Varies with people or with players whether they want to go down that that open side. David quite often would go narrow side, but I wonder will he be tempted here for the jack or the bowl?
Timeout call.
If he takes the
David,
jack
2 timeouts remain.
and sneaks it across, he's got the best
One
back
red, yes.
green bowl, he's got the bowl in the ditch,
He could make 3.
and he could win the match.
Yeah.
There's only one against him.
Well, yeah, it's going into the last end. Your opponent needs 2. Take the bowl out clean, and he gets a 1. Choices. Choices.
He's thinking.
Yeah, that's what he's going for. Bowler jack.
If he takes the jack, he's in the final. If he takes that, he's done himself a power of good.
Well, no edges on that one, was there? He hit it right centre bowl.
One shot, David Gourlay.
And he knew if he held a little bit, he could easily get the jack in the ditch. Oh, that brilliant ball by David Gurley.
Set score 5-8 after 8 ends.
No wonder there's a spring in his step.
Couldn't see it.
Well, David Gurley, winner of the International Open in 2016, is going to get back to another final. Runner-up in Scotland in 2004, 2006. His last final here. Oh, Darren Burnett is in search of a miracle.
Let's measure it. You say that's short.
Now they're going to check to see if this is up. The mat.
It's quite important it is, because David Gurley will be looking for 23 metres simply on the basis that, oh, he's not up.
Oh, he's going to be short by just a couple of inches.
Yeah.
So
that jack will go long, I'm sure now. And the reason why he was doing that, Paul, was really he's got a good margin, and at 23 metres he knows he could drive a bowl out. That's all he had to do. So Darren Burnett will try and put as much distance as he can.
yeah, all the way through it
Jack
comes.
length 28.5 metres.
I'll take that for starters.
That's a good reply from Darren. As long as he makes it past it, he's good, and he has.
Well played. been an entertaining semi-final.
Ooh, that's the one place where David didn't want to be short. How many times do we see that? Darren pops another one in. Suddenly all the pressure transfers across to the player in the lead. Struggling.
He is struggling, isn't he? Has to arrive.
One red.
That's going to be hard now, and Darren looked to the heavens in that one. Anything within 2 feet for David would be good. Once again, it's struggling for weight though. But he's protected his own bowl up to a point. Darren's going to have no choice. He has to remove the green one and stay in its place.
That will look horrible from the mat. He's going to come up and have a look. It's an important point of the match. So why not?
Oh, that's not great looking, is it?
It's
there.
Timeout call.
David's last ball
Darren
sort of
has two
half
timeouts.
protected it. It's well, it's available, but
Can you play onto your own red ball with enough to stun the green out, but can you stay? That's
No.
the question.
no, the angle's not right. Angle's not right. He's going to have to play this in the forehand, I think, and hope that he's able to get in to the green ball. That's all. Well, he's trying to set it up for his last ball. Little promotion on his own to try and disturb something. Yeah, could see what he was trying to do, but you know, he didn't have much choice there, really. You know, he had to move his own ball or else play in the forehand to get the green ball out. Not easy.
All David Gurley wants to do is pop his ball towards that back red ball.
Timeout
He'll
call.
take a timeout
Oh yeah,
Darren
plenty.
has one
rather than
timeout.
risk losing the ball.
2 feet on his last a yard, and that'll do it. He's got 1 foot in the final as it is. Well,
Not sure he meant that.
he certainly did not mean that, and not only that, but strangely, he's given Darren something to aim for.
Green ball onto green ball, perhaps.
Well,
I bet he then needs to hang around. Depends.
does. And the angle's not good for that, so he knows that
Timeout call.
half jack on
Darren
the
has one timeout
forehand
remaining.
is no good. Now, what he's looking at here is, yeah, he's actually looking at the inside ball, because this is going to be a snooker shot, Darren. But you know, if he is able to get into that, he then goes on to that, and then he goes through to the green ball.
Probably favour the back row.
Then
So
he can
there you
tell me
go.
the lottery numbers for tomorrow while he's at it.
Yeah, there you go. but that's what he's looking at. And,
Absolutely.
you know, and
Yeah.
you know, that's
Well-
it's one of those things that occasionally it's the only thing available.
Well, it's pinball, and he has to be the pinball wizard in this one, because it'll be fascinating to see.
The only reason he's in this position is his third ball just ran
Timeout
too.
call.
It just
Thank you,
ran
ladies
too
and
much. Otherwise, 2 green would have done. But
Darren has no timeouts remaining.
He's also in this position because David Gurley made the mistake.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So he has to go for it. Inside green ball onto the other, and take 3 out.
All or nothing for Darren Burnett. David Gurley just has to wait for now. He comes down. What's he got? Took one.
I tell you what, he wasn't far away.
Wasn't a million miles away. But it's the Scottish coach who goes through. And David Gurley, 11 years since he was last in the final for the Scottish International Open. He's back there. He's beaten Darren Burnett by 2-0.
Well, it's always tough whenever you have to take on not only the high-performance coach, but also the selector for the Commonwealth Games. With Darren Burnett was doing it with some aplomb in the start of the first set. But it was close all the way, but David Gurley picking up a 3 in this end to take himself to a 5-2 lead. He carried that really all the way through, and in the end, picked up a 3 in the last end. It distorted the score a little bit. It was a closer game than 9-4. Second set, Darren Burnett got off and running. Double in the second end, takes the lead. David Gurley just showing how good he is at the draw shot. Just dropping it in. Darren having to resort down to heavy shots, and unfortunately that one cost him a 4 on the fifth end. 7-2 behind, and then he was chasing for absolutely everything. Picked up a 2 the next end, but David Gurley with a perfect takeout shot takes the ball away, forces Darren into needing a 4 in the last end. Perfect delivery, perfect ball, and a perfect result for David Gurley.